Hey Browns fans, welcome to Browns All Access. Nathan Zegura alongside Bernie Kosar. And Bernie, obviously a week of change here in Berea. On Monday, the Browns relieved both head coach Hue Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Haley of their duties. What was your reaction?
You know, one of the first things I'm thinking about right now is you got accustomed and set up for what we thought the 2018 season was going to be, and kind of the excitement and anticipation, and to be materializing halfway through it and be in the situation we are, it's pretty disappointing.
Think about week one when we play the Steelers. Your head coach is Hue Jackson, your offensive coordinator, of course, Todd Haley. Your starting quarterback is Tyrod Taylor. Your number one running back is Carlos Hyde. And of course, your starting wide receiver is Josh Gordon. At this point, Tyrod, the only person left in the building, and he's not even playing after you play the Steelers the second time. Huge change, and I think we saw from John Dorsey and Jimmy Haslam them saying, look, we're not tolerating any more infighting. There's going to be no stuff going on in the media, things that I've seen in my 6 years, and I know you've seen a lot longer than that here with the Browns, and hopefully this is an opportunity to kind of clean things up, move forward, and get this franchise to winning.
Whatever the reasons were that happened, whether it's infighting or not, ultimately, players and coaches and everybody within this building, I think we should really all be just focused on that our record hasn't been good enough. And when you get L's in this business, when you get losses like we've had the last two Sundays, these are the ramifications that come about when you don't win in the NFL.
You're absolutely right. Let's hear now from Browns owner Jimmy Haslam and Browns general manager John Dorsey on the moves.
Obviously, some difficult decisions were made by the organization today. I think in any business, anytime you make decisions that affect people's lives, particularly those people you work very closely with, they're tough. They're certainly no fun. I think we have to do what we think puts the organization and most particularly our players in the best position to win. And accordingly, we made those decisions. I think, you know, we have made Greg Williams the interim head coach and Freddie Kitchens the offensive coordinator, and he'll obviously call the plays.
There were certain things that happened. I mean, from an offensive production standpoint, there was, minimization of offensive production. I think right now in the best situation is what we're attempting to do here now is create the best environment moving forward, not only for the players, but for the coaching staff as well. And that's what our sole focus is on right now is the second half of the 2018 season moving forward. And that's what our focus is on.
And Bernie, obviously sometimes these things aren't necessarily fair, but they are what happens. As you mentioned, it is a win-loss business, and the Browns' record has not been good enough going forward. Greg Williams, who's presided over a defense that leads the league in takeaways, will be your interim head coach, was formerly a head coach with the Buffalo Bills. Freddie Kitchens, now your offensive coordinator.
Greg Williams has been there and done that. Our defense has been playing fantastic through the course of this year. The next 8 games, and in particular, the Kansas City Chiefs, albeit are coming to town this week with one of the most dynamic, creative, talented offenses in the NFL. So I think it's imperative that defensively, the core and the strength of our team so far this year, that we kind of hold it together from that standpoint, because there's definitely issues from the offense and special teams perspective.
Yeah, and we heard John Dorsey talk about the offense not showing improvement, and it seems like it had regressed. And I have to think the most important thing for this team going forward is the nurturing and development of Baker Mayfield, who will be your franchise quarterback, already is, and will be into the future. Let's hear now from the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Greg Williams.
I enjoy being here. I've been in several organizations, several buildings. There's an awful lot of good things here. We've got to win. That's what our business is about winning. We're a lot closer than a lot of people think, especially this year. And, especially about 4 of those games when it comes down to 11 points or less in the games, and we got to find some ways to make a few plays to get us over the hump. And right now, all my focus and concentration is on this week. And then let's build weeks upon weeks upon weeks and see how much we can. And I can't ask the players to look ahead if I'm looking ahead. You don't do that, okay? This business is too tough to do that type of stuff, and you've got to go. Today, let's add up each day, continue to press on and do better each day, and we'll wait and see how the outcome is.
All right, Bernie, Greg Williams, as you said, leadership. He has that style on the defense where, yes, we've seen see him on Hard Knocks. He's loud. He can be Maybe seemingly even obnoxious, but talking to players current and past, they love him because Gregg Williams is not afraid to take responsibility for what he does wrong. And I think that accountability is going to be a hallmark of his tenure as the interim head coach.
Well, I would hope that accountability already resides within this building right here. That is, in a core good NFL team, one of the staples of necessity that you need is an accountability towards somehow, some way getting the W's. When your head coach and your leader has that outlook, I think that definitely permeates down to the younger players, which is essential in times of crisis like this.
We'll be back with more Browns All Access right after this. After the break, TJ Carey takes us through his journey to the Cleveland Browns, and head coach Gregg Williams talks about his outlook for the rest of the 2018 season.